We'll call this meeting to order, June 14th, 2016. I guess roll call.
Bowman,
Here.
McMurphy,
Here.
Olson, here, Poe.
Yep.
Okay, approval of the minutes of the March 8th meeting.
I move to approve.
Second.
Just do a roll call vote.
Sandy.
Here. I
Steve.
mean, yes.
Yes.
Sorry, I'll go back to Olson, Loman,
Yes.
McMurphy,
Yes.
Poe.
Yep.
Number 4, approval of financials to date.
There's nothing new and exciting.
Move we approve. Second.
All in favor? I guess.
Okay. Poe,
Yep.
Loman,
Yes.
McMurphy,
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
Next,
Approval of contract with Northwest Technology Center. And I guess that's just a yearly deal, and Darren told me that the tech center has also met on it and approved it, so just a formality for us to go in.
Exactly what is that? Do we pay a fee to meet here, or what is?
Well, I think it's part of the cost share deal for Sonia's job.
Oh, okay.
And a portion of the school provides portion, and the office space, right? The
Right.
school.
Well, the
Yeah.
school doesn't
Benefits.
receive any money from us,
No,
but
it's-
basically they're giving
they
their,
have
their facility and healthcare and those type of things.
my benefits, and then they contribute a portion of the salary as well. But they do all the payroll portion of it, that way I'm able to get benefits and stuff, and then retirement and stuff through the technology center. Plus, I'm part of their business and industry team.
It's just a joint venture essentially between the school and this committee, right?
Yes,
Okay.
and so in that motion, you need to authorize the
I
chairman to
move
sign
to
it.
approve.
Second.
How are you, Mr. Murray?
Okay, Olson,
Yes.
Bowman,
Yes.
Murphy,
Yes.
Poe,
Yes,
Murrow.
Okay, number 6, update discussion, possible action regarding status of current goal, objectives, and staff activities.
I keep those in your minutes so you can reflect back on them. I don't foresee any changes in our goals and objectives and what we're working on for the next fiscal year. I can give you, as far as infrastructure, I will tell you, under the AlvaReview project, I guess this is the best time as any to bring this up, is received an email from Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railway, and I'll just read the first page to your part of it. It says, Dear Sonia, BNSF Railway initiated a site certification program aimed at identifying optimal rail served sites for customer development along BNSF's network. This letter is to inquire about your interest in having the Avard Industrial Rail Park considered as a participant in this exciting economic development program. BNSF has identified a small number of sites and parks throughout our service area as potential candidates for participation in this round of certification. We've selected the Avard Industrial Park as a candidate based on its multiple advantages to the community, developers, and BNSF, which we feel will result from our cooperative effort. And then this just talks about how to go through and do that. That'll be brought up at the Avard Industrial meeting. So that was very beneficial, and I think a lot of that came from the collaboration and the different meetings that we held during the Lieutenant Governor's Turkey-In. So that's something beneficial that we will be doing with the Avard Rail project. The downtown revitalization piece, that is what we're working, and the wayfinding signage, that's what we're working in collaboration with Freedom West. And they've presented that and have the city of Alva on board in their wayfinding signage program. The city of Alva sat down and did a planning for that at Dr. Decker's request. And so they've taken all the steps necessary to do that. And so we're just assisting Freedom West with that. They're taking the lead. The tourism, the website, the social media, and the tourism partnerships. We are still in the process of revamping our website. That's being done at no cost to us through the web development class here at the Technology Center, of which Mrs. Frost has taken the lead on that, and actually she is assisting me in, if you've noticed in your social media, that we have the Woods County Wired, which is more geared towards industrial meetings and business things, or weather alerts and stuff, and that is being put out on social media, such as Facebook and Twitter. I believe we're doing some LinkedIn stuff now. We also have a Visit Woods County portion, which is what our website will be. That is strictly, will be tourism driven. It won't have a business portion on it. That will be something different. So once we do that, then our agendas and stuff for this, that will be part of this group. The Visit Woods County is just an informational thing that we're doing in collaboration with the Alva Chamber of Commerce, the Winoka Chamber of Commerce, and the Freedom Chamber of Commerce. And then any of the surrounding ones that have something going on that we can feed off of each other and help promote, we do that. I don't know when that will be up and ready, because she is doing that in collaboration at the same, simultaneously with Northwest Tech's website revamp, and that's been an ongoing process for a while. Communication. That is where we talked about developing a tourism brochure, a business brochure, and doing some promotion and advertising. We have done some of that as far as we did some radio ad promotions during the month of May. That was an offering from our local radio promoting community development and the partnerships that we offer. We did that. I have not developed a tourism brochure or business brochure at this time. Right now, I don't know if it's on my to-do list. Housing incentives to recruit developers, legislation, and the reentry housing program. We've talked with the city of Alva about incentives. So far, what we've gotten from Alva, Winoka, and some of the other surrounding communities is they've offered to forego like licensing, or not that, but they would absorb those as opposed to as paying as if we were to have a developer brought in to do that. We've utilized that some with Freedom West at Winoka and at Alva, Freedom, Cherokee. So, I mean, Woods County Economic Development kind of covers Northwest Technologies District. We don't really work out of a boundary, because if it helps those communities, then ultimately it's helping us, because we're the largest community in this area. Business recruitment and assistance. We did a lot of work with displaced workers. We collaborated and helped host the job fair in March, and we recently collaborated with Freedom West and state housing boards and had a last Thursday. The days are kind of, I think it was last Thursday. I don't know if you came, I think maybe Dwight came to the housing forum, banking forum, housing. It kind of tied the two together, but I think FDIC was here and talked to our local banks about opportunities that they could get through FDIC to help them in promoting housing. So that's where we are kind of at this point in time on those. I don't see any different goals and objectives from this committee at this point. You may have read from previous meeting, and Randy can help correct me if I'm wrong, but we have a building, meaning the Woods County Industrial Development Authority, this is kind of going to WCIDA update, has a commercial building that Big Man occupied, at which time they have now vacated that building, and we had it rented to another entity, and that is, they chose there was another building come available that didn't need to be retrofitted as much, so they've chosen that option. So we are going to be doing some work on that building, but we will have that building available. And then just this past week at the NOEDA meeting, which Sandy sits as a board, a trustee on there, and so does Commissioner Smiley. We presented a grant application to their board for funding to help expand Winoka's industrial park where their CDR building sits. Currently that is being unoccupied, but a portion of your land is occupied, if I'm not mistaken, by Dixie Electric. And so they were needing additional land space to expand that. There was some land available there. It's a long narrow track, and we were able to get some funding, $30,000 from NOEDA, to help the Winoka Industrial Authority purchase and clean that land up. And then I think the commissioners have agreed to do some in-kind work on access roads and stuff. So that will something that is not having to pass through us, but we assisted with, and that I have a check for Sandy actually to take back with her from the NOEDA, made out to the Winoka Industrial Authority. We'll do probably when they break ground, we will do
Thank you.
a formal presentation of the funds, but since the check is already here and stuff, we want to go ahead and get that. But we want to take a picture probably when you guys go to do the demolition or whatever,
Okay.
with representation from this board, the Industrial Authority, and of course, the NOEDA board, and get that promotion showing the collaborative effort of that. So
We're very appreciative.
anyway,
Excited about it.
that's kind of where we are on those.
This property she's talking about is very adjacent, parallel to the tracks, separated by an access road. But it should be very attractive to the industry.
Dixie Electric is in that CDR building?
No, they're just occupying some of the land, the acreage that they have there. So there's not a lot of acreage with that if they have another tenant come.
Okay.
So this just gives them more acreage. So
What is Dixie Electric?
It's kind of like, what's another one of the electric company? They,
Kinda like the
Quantum.
Bloom? Or,
yeah, or Blue, yeah,
Okay,
that would be
Blue,
similar to
okay.
Blue.
They occupy one end of that property just for
About 6
parking.
acres.
I don't think they have any actual trucks.
Like a stadium?
Yes.
Trucks is all they
Yep.
have. They have buildings.
Okay, all right.
Anyway, I kind of incorporated, I'm sorry, that kind of just led us into new goals and objectives. Randy, I'm kind
Well,
of
that's all
bled
right.
over there. Like I said,
We got new ones, I mean, I guess focus on the ones we've got, unless there's
Exactly.
urgent ones on the number 7. Yeah.
business recruitment is already listed as one of our goals and objectives. So that's what we spend a lot of our time doing.
Okay, on the number 8, discuss budgetary needs based on new goals and objectives for fiscal year 2016-17. I mean, are we okay there financially? It'd just be continuation?
We're never okay.
Well, I
We're
mean,
always hunting money.
well-
But I don't foresee any, since we're not obtaining any or adopting any new goals or objectives, I don't foresee us needing.
Nothing out of the normal?
No,
That's
nothing
what
of
I'm
the
getting
normal,
at.
no. And so anything that would come up outside of I go find funding for. So
Okay,
our budget will continue to operate as it is at the 0 budget. And if I need more money, I'll go get it.
Okay. And I guess 9 would be just a continuation, only the staff deal.
And
And
I,
there's gonna be no change there. So.
can afford that at this point, so, until I find money for
Okay.
additional staff. Yeah.
And,
Those are just those are things that we cover every year at
Right.
this time, because we're approaching the end of our fiscal year, which is August 31st. Our new fiscal year is in
Oh.
September, so
that's confusing, so.
it is because
Me too.
Huh?
It's July
I'm so
1st.
used to it.
I've got to
July
work
first.
around,
Yeah,
and I have to work on a calendar year, a school fiscal year, the county fiscal year, and our fiscal year, and it's really confusing. So, anyway,
and I guess, I was at the meeting this morning, you went over pretty much over the updates that were there. Any questions on that building or anything that went on with the industrial authority? That was essentially about all we did approve the
the
bylaw
bylaws, yeah, they
change
did approve the
for
bylaws.
3 consecutive terms. In other words, 9 years.
Which you guys approved at your
Yeah.
last meeting. So we are good to go there. They did approve that, and that's signed.
We did change locations at the airport on what the property we had leased that could possibly, I mean, have an effect here if something comes up. It's just a lease we have with the city of Alva, or the airport board, that property that, where we can encourage new business or have property available. And we changed it, actually had it out there where they built the new hangars, where we built, or they're building them, where we went in and did the base work for the roads and stuff, and that was the industrial authorities, but the city, we shouldn't say they impeded, but they took part of what we had, so we had to move. And,
Part of our land, it was,
Yeah.
so we have another plot in a different area.
and we agreed on one, I don't know, 6 months ago or so, when we found out that the change, but then we found out that it's all infested with utilities are all through there.
Oh,
So it's not, when I say that, it's not a good place to build over.
Right.
So that place is probably we moved, and there would be nobody probably build over that, because it is, might as well be a utility easement with all the utilities in it. So that's what went on this morning, so.
That, something that I did receive though, and I can do wherever, but Dr. Lohman sent me the updated rodeo impact study. At one time we had asked that, and we have received that. So, and I forwarded on to the group that is looking at the fairgrounds expansion or arena project. So, thank you, Dr. Lohman, for, I know you and Doyle worked on that.
I gave a brief synopsis of that at the Alva City Council, and I can send that to you as well. It's just a one-page summary of all of that.
That would be great. Yeah,
I'll,
that would be
when I get
great.
back to school, I'll send that to you,
Sure,
Sonia.
that would be great.
You can send it out to the group if you'd like.
Thank you. The Alliance, under number 11. I'm just moving
Okay.
right along, Randy.
Yeah, that's fine.
The next NOAA networking luncheon, I think I've already forwarded this to you, but in case I didn't, it is June 28th. That is a Tuesday at 11:30, and that will be at the Woodward Conference Center. The guest speaker is Ben Kimbrough. He is the Senior Director of Special Projects with Ross Group, headquartered in Tulsa. Mr. Kimbrough has served as a member of the Governor's Unmanned Aerial Systems Council since July of 2012. He previously served as the Executive Vice President at Tactical Electronics, a manufacturer of unmanned aerial systems. So, anyway, he'll be speaking about the current state of the unmanned systems industry and what Northwest Oklahoma can do to capitalize that in the future. So if you're available, again, that meeting is June 28th at 11:30 at the Woodward Conference Center. Okay.
Any
That's
other
on-
new
that's
business?
On that, under new business,
I don't know enough about it to say anything.
Okay. I don't know how many of you get the new Pioneer subscription from the Oklahoma Department of Commerce. If you do, then maybe you would have received one of these notifications that it's only available digitally as of July. So that's just an update for you. Something else that we're doing, or tipping our toe in, I guess. Alan and I both had been receiving requests for assistance with business plans and marketing and licensing information, patenting information, stuff that was offered by the Small Business Development Center when that was at the university. And we are bringing Jeannie Cole kind of out of retirement and with these couple of clients that we've had, and are utilizing her to work with them. I'm not sure how much of that we're going to get into. We're still trying to kind of see what all that's going to entail, because there's a lot of work that goes into that, but that is something that we're working on as well.
Basically, there's a need for it now.
And we're just trying to see how much of that.
Trying to figure out how to
Go forward.
meet that need sustainably, I guess is kind of the key thing we're trying to figure out.
So that's something that's developed recently that could come into play into a new objective or activity that we're doing, but I don't know to what extent yet.
And
I just know that there's a need.
well, give me an example of how it could.
What do you mean?
I mean, give me an example of what effect, you mean through new businesses, helping them get established, or
Say there's somebody that is wanting to start a new business. They need to go and get a business plan. Well, we would send them to the Small Business Development Center, which would basically walk them through the process. And they need that business plan, not only to see what their,
for their objectives.
for their, and also for financial. I mean, you can walk into a bank to obtain funding. And they need to have goals on, and know how to go back and strategically look at their goals and see as to whether or not.
Well, I mean, I understand that, but I mean, what is that? Is that, we're talking about through the school here, or are we talking about
A collaboration, probably.
Basically, the school is willing to devote resources, computer resources, facilities, copy machines, I mean, stuff like that, not necessarily put someone on staff to do it.
Yeah. So
And
that's why we're not sure how much of that we can,
We were funded through a grant,
we both
and that
have.
grant went.
Basically, me and Sonia are doing part of it now,
Part of that,
Yeah.
Okay.
but we're limited in far as our
Time
time
and
and
knowledge,
resources and,
yeah.
knowledge of what we can do. So
Well, at the school where you're funded through a grant, was it free to the people, or was there a charge, or, I mean,
We provided that service to them, and,
yeah, it
through
was
through the school, and because it was through
It's
that
free,
that
okay.
grant, and the school matched some of that, but when that started to go south, well, with the resources the way they are now, we didn't have the resources.
well, and that's what I was trying to get at with this. deal.
Exactly.
If, you know,
And right now, of the few we're helping now, we have told them there will be a small fee. I
Fee,
mean,
yes.
basically,
They need to have buy-in.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, to kind of answer your question, it's a very good deal for them and what we've charged them, but they have had to pay just a little bit. So.
well, I mean, just looking forward, if I'm imagining this right, if the school's gonna contribute some, and it's gonna take a person or personnel or whatever is what the shortage is, and I mean, well, we provide some, I mean, with the zero budget, what are we gonna do, is what I was wondering where this was headed, or if the charge for it
It's just,
could offset it, if you thought there was enough. I mean, Darren acted to me like that it could grow into
It-
kind of
It's
whatever.
a little bit of a
may-
fear that it may grow.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
we want
okay.
to help, and that's
Right.
but how much can we do without having to have that full-time person?
Exactly.
I mean,
That's
and
what
that's
you
what
got.
we're trying to determine at this time.
Yeah, that's just exactly what we got into.
I mean, we're kind of going at it on the contract,
Yeah.
basis
Case by
now,
case
in case to, everybody have a little skin in the game and try to
Right.
preserve it.
Well, I mean, I was
And
just
that's
curious
where we're
where
at.
it was headed to, with this
We don't know.
committee,
That's
is what
just
I
it.
was getting at.
We don't know. But if they walk through our doors and they need help, we're trying to help.
And when
Right.
Sonia says our doors, I mean, I think some of them are coming to the tech center for help, and then some of them are coming to the Woods County Economic for help. I mean, it really is,
Combination.
they're kind of in and up here from various points to the same office.
Right. Okay. Okay, got any other new business?
That was more of an announcement, but, yeah.
Okay.
And I
Or
might
whatever.
mention
But-
that, I don't know who was using the Little Sahara for making a movie.
Really? They've done it already?
I don't know if they're finished.
I don't
or
think
not,
they're
but
quite finished. I was told today, I heard today that they were still
Still down there.
going.
Okay, well, the
Not
day
funny,
we
it's
had
on
our
video.
Tri-County meeting, there was a huge group there, and I chatted with them, and they were part of a crew making a film.
Hmm.
So I asked them what it was, what the setting was at the Little Sahara, and it's Egypt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of cool. But you could probably do one on ambulance runs.
There was some economic impact. There's several people did some contract work for them, dirt work, various things.
Several years ago, I was involved just as a kind of a go-to person on the scene. I didn't get being a man. And it was Afghanistan. And
Well, I guess we're done, if everybody's done.
Somebody wants.
Motion.
You want to make a
Adjourn?
motion to
I can do
adjourn?
that.
You guys can get through here. Poe,
Yeah.
Murrow, McMurphy,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Loman.
Yes.
Thank you very